Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar on Business and Farm Publisher Statement and Filing Enhancements. My name is Sandy Liking. I'm the Client Solutions Training Manager here at AAM. Before we get started, I do want to do a couple of housekeeping notes. Due to the large audience that we have in attendance, I do have everybody on mute. So if you do have any questions, feel free to email me offline, and I'm more than happy to address your questions offline. Also, too, this webinar is being recorded. In the next couple days, I'll be sending out an email to everyone with this webinar recording for your reference. Also, there'll be a copy of the PowerPoint presentation. For today's webinar, this is going to be partly a PowerPoint presentation, and then we're doing a live demo of the filing tool. So with that, I'm going to start our presentation. So just bear with me as I switch this to a slideshow mode. So here we go. So there have been, for the December publisher statement that is due January 31st, for both business and farms, there have been some changes that have been made for both the statement itself as well as the filing tool. So today we're going to go over those changes and those enhancements that have occurred. The first thing we're going to talk about is the actual publisher statement changes. I just want to point out these publisher statement changes were in cosmetic only. They did not impact any qualifications for your reporting. The main reason for these changes was to better integrate the data into our analysis tool in the Media Intelligence Center, which is AAM's massive database. So with that, I'm going to go on to what the filing changes, what the statement changes were. So here is a prototype of the publisher statement, and one thing you'll notice is that the paragraph numbers are not by the actual paragraph heading. It used to be that average qualified paid circulation was paragraph 1, and then you had your average, and then you had the regional demographics was the paragraph 1D, issues by issues was known as paragraph 2. Those paragraph references have been removed, and the only thing that remains is the actual paragraph header. Now, the reason why we remove these paragraph references, such as paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, is to get rid of the optional reporting paragraphs that you're not reporting any distribution in. There's quite a few paragraphs in the business and farm statements that have optional reporting, and in the past, for that particular paragraph, such as the analysis for total new and renewal subscriptions, it would say optional reporting and not reporting. So it wasn't being any distribution being displayed. So we remove those. So any optional paragraph that you are not reporting will not be displayed in the actual publisher statement. This makes for a cleaner, sleeker looking publisher statement. Also, too, it helps us integrate your data into our database. The other change that occurred is that we're getting rid of repetitive disclosures that are found in the explanatory section, such as what is the definition for print only, what is the definition for digital only. Those definitions have been removed. So those explanatories for print only, print and digital unduplicated, single copy sales, miscellaneous, and so forth have been removed. So those repetitive disclosures have been removed because they're pretty much self-explanatory. You know what print only is, you know what single copy sales are, so there really is no need to define those in an explanatory section. Next, speaking of the explanatory section has had a minor change too. It has now been renamed to notes. So instead of being an explanatory section, it is now referred to notes. Main reason for this change is for consistency across all divisions. The other divisions, the newspaper magazine divisions, have this explanatory as notes, and so for the business and farm publications, for consistency purposes in our database, we are having this renamed as notes. So that's the only main change that have occurred with the explanatory section. So before I go into this filing tool itself, do you want to just to recap here, just to let you know what those cosmetic changes were. We got rid of the paragraph numbers. Instead, it's going to be only referenced by your actual paragraph title, such as average qualified paid circulation, average qualified non-paid circulation, etc. Any optional reporting paragraphs that you're not reporting distribution for or reporting any information for will not be displayed in your publisher statement. So optional not reporting will not be listed in your publisher statement. You will only display the paragraphs that you have information for. Also, too, we got rid of those redundancy explanatories for print only, digital only. Those repetitive disclosures have been eliminated. And then lastly, the explanatory section has been renamed to notes. So really, that's all the main changes for your publisher statement. So now we're going to get into the core of the changes that occurred, and that was to the filing tool. AM really put a lot of time and effort into these enhancements to help make your filing more easier to file your information. So before I switch over to the live demo of the filing tool, I'm just going to highlight what we're going to be talking about today. Some of the main key enhancements that have occurred, there is now an automatic calculation for qualified paid and non-qualified distribution. So your 6-month average is automatically going to be calculated for you. We have major enhancements to the issue by issue. One of the main features is an upload feature, which I will go over into detail. Also, there's been major enhancements to the business occupational analysis section, also referred to as BOA. We have also added upload features for this. So there is a new way of submitting your business occupational analysis. Also, too, we're going to go over the enhancements that have occurred for the geo analysis section. We have an upload feature. Actually, this upload feature occurred in June 2017, but we want to go over that with you as well, going over the upload feature. Also, we used to have what was known as publisher statement, view publisher statement. So instead of view publisher statement, it is now called view data. View data lets you look at all the information prior to submitting, and there's been major enhancements done to that. So due to that, we have revised the proof process. So at the end of the webinar, I will go over the proof process. So with that, I am going to get out of this out of my PowerPoint. So bear with me here. I'm just going to hit escape, and I'm going to go into the filing tool itself. Now I'm in a demo section right now, but to access our filing tool, what you'll need to do is to go to auditedmedia.com, go into the login in the upper right-hand corner, and you're going to choose in Publishing Filing Center. When you choose on Publishing Filing Center, it's going to ask for your credentials. Now I do want to point out that your credentials are different than the ones for the Media Intelligence Center. If you're unsure of what your credentials are for the Filing Center, please contact AAM, and we're more than happy to provide that information for you. Also, too, the browser you really should be using for the filing tool. I'm using Google Chrome, or you can use Mozilla Firefox. I recommend staying away from Internet Explorer because Internet Explorer does not work well with our filing functions, with the filing tool itself. So Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox are the browsers you would want to use for the filing tool. So with that, I'm going into the filing tool. I'm using a demo here. And this, when you first go into the filing tool, the very first thing you're going to come into is the introduction page. A lot of people skip this, but highly recommend that you might spend a little bit of time with the introduction page. Reason why, when you go into Our Resources, if you click on Our Resources, it goes right into AAM's website and goes into our filing instructions for the business and farm instructions. And here it'll automatically, if you have questions about age of source, issue by issue, click on issue by issue, and it'll direct you directly to the issue by issue instructions, give you detailed instructions as well as graphics. So very helpful information there. Also, too, if you want go into the resources up at the top, click on helpful tips, and it also directs you to the filing instructions as well. We also have a 2-minute video here, and this 2-minute video just goes over what those filing enhancements are. So highly recommend that you play the video. The video just goes over what these enhancements are, which I'm going over in this webinar. So that's our introduction. Now in the filing tool itself, it's broken up in the main 3 sections here. You have general information, analysis, and review and submit. When you get started, the very first thing you need to do is go into general information section, go under publication information. This is really critical that you do this first because how you answer the questions in this survey dictates the type of distribution that's going to be reporting throughout the filing tool. So the first question it's asking, what type of circulation are you reporting? Do you have print? Do you have digital? Do you have both? My case, I have both, but if I only had print, I would uncheck digital, and then that would show print only. But if you have print only, but then you were like, oh, I need to report my digital, you need to make sure digital is checked. Otherwise, if digital is not checked or print's not checked, they will not be displayed in the filing tool. Also, too, you need to display, make sure you check what type of circulation categories are you reporting. Do you have qualified paid? Do you have qualified non-paid? Do you have both? If you have both, make sure you check both. Also, too, this box is grayed out because everybody has non-qualified, non-paid distribution. Those are your miscellaneous copies. So make sure you fill this out first. And when you're done with that, make sure you save and save often. Highly recommend that you save often in this filing tool. Now the save command here, it just saves. If I click on save, it'll say successfully save and give you a message. If I do save and continue, it saves your information, but will then go to the next section in the filing tool. So clicking save and continue, if you notice, it bypassed. We used to have here, it used to be your 6-month average, it would be your average circulation, your average distribution. That section has been removed. So and the reason why it's not removed from your publisher statement, you still need to report it. However, your 6-month average distribution by category is going to be automatically calculated by your issue by issue section. And the reason why is due to all the major enhancements we've done to this issue by issue. So you will no longer have an error message saying your 6-month average is not tying to your issue by issue, because that will be eliminated. Your issue by issue is going to automatically calculate your 6-month average. And when we go into view data, your view data is going to show your distribution there for your 6-month average. And I'll show you that in a moment. So I want to focus on now the issue by issue. This is one of the major enhancements that we've made. One of the main things that we've done, if you notice the issue by issue section, it used to be qualified paid and then qualified non-paid. We've expanded that to include all your distribution categories. And the reason why is so it can calculate your 6-month average. I do want to point out, though, your issue by issue, when it's printed on your publisher statement, will be as normal. It will be your summary, your total qualified non-paid by issue, your total qualified paid, qualified non-paid by issue. That has not changed. So even though we have all these categories listed by issue here, it will not be displayed in the actual printed document. This is so we can calculate your 6-month average automatically. This also, too, should mirror your circulation reports. So it should have by issue what your paid distribution is. So you can go in and type in what your distribution by issue for paid individual, and then go into your and then go into the qualified non-paid if you have qualified non-paid. Also want to point out, though, too, we also added in here is your non-paid, non-qualified, non-paid distribution by issue. Again, it will not be printed out by issue your non-qualified, non-paid distribution. However, this is needed so we can calculate your 6-month average for your non-qualified, non-paid distribution. Again, this should mirror your circulation record. For those categories that you do not have distribution for, you just leave it 0 or leave it blank. You only put in what you have distribution for. So you can manually go in and type in the information. Just go ahead and type in your figures by issue. And I do want to point out that happens to be that the publication I'm demoing is a weekly publication. So when you add an issue, just click on the plus button and it'll add another line item for you if you had to add in an issue. When you're putting in the name for the issue, it's the first 3 letters of the month or the week. Also, too, you want to make sure that you have an analyzed issue noted. Your analyzed issue, you want to make sure you check that circle for that analyzed issue, because it will dictate what your analyzed issue is for what used to be known as paragraph 3 and what used to be known as paragraph 4, your business occupational analysis and your GR analysis. Now, for me, I have a weekly publication. Now, this is a lot of data for me to fill out. So there is an upload feature. Now, to do this upload feature, though, you have to use our CSV specifications. So I'm going to click on what these specifications are. So as you can see, there's a number of columns you're going to have in your Excel file that you'll convert to a CSV file. Now, there's a lot of columns in there, but it has to be all these fields. You have to have all these titles in your columns for your file in order for the file to upload properly. Now, to help with that, we did provide an example, an Excel example here. So I'm going to click on Download Excel Example. And it's popping up here. And what you're going to see, it's going to have all the necessary column headings already in place. So I don't have to add all that in. All I had to do was change my what my member number is, my drive date, and then fill in the necessary information. Again, if I don't have distribution for, let's say, Qualified Pay Association Digital, I just leave that blank. But you're going to go ahead and fill this out, save it, and when you save it, you want to save it as a CSV file. So I'm going to show you that real quick. You're going to go ahead and click File, Save As, and it'll pop up here shortly. Instead of saving as an Excel workbook, click on the down arrow and you want to click on the CSV UTF-8. Now I have already have one done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose File. So if you're going to upload a file, you're going to choose your file. And I want my CSV file. So I'm going to click on my CSV file, click Open, click Upload, cancel, and it should upload successfully. Hold on. Let me redo that again. One more time. Let's give it a go. Upload. And it should work. Hold on. Of course, doing a live demo. Choose my file. Choosing the CSV file. Clicking Open. Click Upload. And hold on. There you go. And now it populated everything automatically. So as you can see, I didn't have to go ahead and manually enter all the information. It did it for me. All I have to do now is make sure I select my analyzed issue. So I selected my analyzed issue, and I'm going to click Save. So make sure you click Save so it says what was uploaded. Again, it's as simple as choosing your file and clicking Upload, and it will automatically populate it for you. If you had to make any changes, you can manually change it or you can re-upload. So again, you can either manually enter the information in for the issue by issue, or you can download the specifications for the CSV to convert it to a CSV file. I recommend that you would use the download example because it has all the column headings for you if you choose to upload a file, and then you save it as a CSV file. Again, choose File, and then click Upload, and then it would automatically populate. Again, just as a reminder, even though you have all your distribution categories by issue listed here in the filing tool, when it comes into view data, I'm going into view data so you can see what it looks like here. And I'm going to click on issue by issue here. It's just going to show what my distribution is in summary by Qualified Pay Print, Qualified Pay Print Digital, just like it normally would. So those are the enhancements to the issue by issue section. For the regional demographic section, there wasn't any changes made. This is for those publications that have additions. You will need to report your region and demographic additions. You just click on the plus button for as many additions that you have and fill in the information and click Save or Save and Continue. I'm going to go ahead and click on the red X because I don't have any regional demographics. The next major enhancements is to this, what used to be known as Paragraph 3, your Business and Occupational Analysis. Now, this is what we're going to be referring to as BOA. If you look at this, you're like, wow, that's a lot of writing. There's no data input. Well, you're exactly right. There is no data input in this actual field here for Business Occupational Analysis. The reason why, everything is going to be done via upload file of an Excel file. So your Business Occupational Analysis, how you're going to be submitting it to AAM, is soon an Excel file. You will upload it here. You will choose File, and then you would just choose, you would have your file here for your paragraph 3, which also is the BOA. Now there's two options for your Excel file. One, you can use, and I highly recommend this, using our template, or you can provide your own Excel file. And I'm going to go over these two options for you. The reason why I recommend using an Excel template is because these are customized to each individual publication. So each publication has their own customized download template for this section. So when I click on download template, it's going to pop up what I have previously filed in the past. It's going to have my business occupational analysis format for me. And the reason why I recommend using the download template is because it's already formatted in the right way. All you have to do is enter in the information and save it and then upload it. If there are any changes that are made, you need to contact AAM to let us know. But by using this example, by using the download template, it's already in the right format. So all you have to do is, again, enter in your information. Also, too, for those publications that have an international geo, and we're going to go over this in the geographic analysis section, it used to be in the past that you would have to submit that to us outside the filing tool. Now everything's going to be submitted through the filing tool. So if you have an international geo, there will be a separate tab in your business occupation file here, and it'll say international geo. And then if you click on there, it'll have your international geo, and you just go ahead and copy and paste what your international geo is and save it. Now, even though it's attached to your business occupational file, it will be formatted in the right spot in the release document for the publisher statement. So I'm going to get out of that real quick. So that's option 1. And again, I highly recommend using option 1 because it is the format from your previous file, business occupational analysis. And remember, if you have any changes, you need to contact AAM so we can approve those changes. The other option is using your own Excel file. Now you can use your own Excel file provided that it's in the same format as in the past. If you've had any changes, again, you need to let us know so we can approve those changes. Also, too, if you want to add graphs or any charts, you can add those to the file as well. We can help you with, we highly recommend you contact AAM if you want to add any graphics, any charts to your business occupational analysis, and we can help you with that. So with that, that is the main change to the business occupational analysis. Again, everything is going to be done through your Excel file. You're either going to download the template, which we highly recommend because it's based off your previous filed format for your BOA, or you can upload your own Excel file. Now to do that, you're going to choose File and then click Upload. So I'll go ahead and do that. I have one in here. Not sure if this will work. We'll see if it will work. So that is the business occupational section. The next change, age of source, really there has not been any changes for your age of source. That remains the same. So you're going to go ahead and fill that out as normal and then click Save and Continue. The same thing with the optional reporting paragraphs here, your mailing address. With this one here, if you're not going to be reporting, it's an optional paragraph, just check the box. Otherwise, if you are reporting, you fill it out and click Save and Continue. So agent source and mailing address have not changed. Those remain the same. Next major change has with the geographic analysis. And actually this major change happened with the June 2017 publisher statement. We added an upload feature. So again, you can upload your geo. You can manually enter the information in the geo, or you can use an upload feature. Do want to point out though too, one of the other changes that have occurred is that we've added units. Units are now, if you have units, you can go ahead and input those directly without sending that to us separately. Now, you can manually enter in the information or you can upload. Now, if you want to do that, you have to download our template. You have to use our template. You can't use your own Excel file. But I'm going to open up, I'm going to download the template and have it open up. And I'm going to show you how it's formatted. It's formatted in alphabetical order by state, and then go by, if you have provinces, it'll be alphabetical by province. So You can copy and paste from your own Excel file into here and then save it in the upload. But again, you have to use our template because it's in the right format. Otherwise, it's not going to upload properly for you. So with that, I'm going to choose a file here. I'm going to do my geo here. Hold on a second here, make sure I get the right one. I'm going to click upload. Click OK. And then it automatically did my geo for me. So that's pretty slick process there. You can do it one or two ways. You can manually enter it or download the template, enter, copy and paste from your own Excel file into our template, save it, then choose file, click on upload, and it will automatically populate your geo for you. So that's a nice feature as well. Also, too, the other feature that has been enhanced is that we have included units. Before I leave this geographic section, I do want to point out, though, if you have an international geo, as I mentioned before, you're going to have your international geo in your business occupational analysis. So if you click on the business occupational template, whether it's your own file or you're using our template, highly recommend using our template, create another tab in your Excel file for your BOA. Label it as International Geo and put your International Geo there. But I highly recommend using AAM's template because it will have that in there for you automatically if you have an International Geo. Next is the prices and occupational optional data information. Again, everybody, just like normal, needs to report your basic prices. However, I'm going to uncheck these boxes so you can see it, what it looks like here. Yeah, if you have term data, sales channels, premium usage, if you have any of that information, you can either fill them out or check you're not reporting because it's an optional paragraph. Again, a lot of people, it's kind of 50-50 whether or not you fill this out because this is optional. Again, you have to fill out the optional, the basic prices and your single copy prices if you have that. But the term, sales channel, premium usage, post expires, renewal, those are all optional. So if you're not reporting it, you're going to want to check the box saying you're not reporting. Otherwise, that has remained the same. Do you want to point out, though, then you're not going to, if you're not reporting terms, if you're not reporting sales channel, those paragraphs are not going to be listed in your publisher statement. In the past, it used to say sales channels and optional reporting not made. Instead, that's not going to be even displayed if you're not reporting it. So those are the major enhancements to the filing tool. I do want to point out in notes sections. We did hear the notes. Remember that it was changed from explanatory to notes. And here you can click on Add Notes. And here's a list of all the different explanatories you can add. So those are the main changes for the filing tool before submission. Now, prior to submission, we're going to go into Review and Submit. I want to go over this section and go over each section here. Publisher comments. What this is not comments to be put on your publisher statement. They're comments for AAM to know. So when we go through the review process, if there was something you want us to be aware of, we'll know that. The reason for this is when your statement's submitted to us, it does go through a review process. We look at your publisher statement that you submitted for this time versus the last time, and we make sure if there's any major fluctuations, we're going to contact you because we want to make sure that that was correct. So if you did say, oh, I added a new distribution category, you want to put it here. If you have nothing to add, nothing for the review process, just click Save and Continue. Now the upload files. This is if you want to add a logo to your publication, cover page, things of that nature. Really no change here. However, we did update our instructions because we're getting a lot of questions. What size does my logo have to be? And that type of information. So if you click on Download Instructions, it gives you the specifics on what the logo has to be. It has to be a TIFF. TIFF graphic or a JPEG. It talks about the cover pages, things of that nature. So that's uploading files. Now view data, this is where it used to be called publisher statement view. Now instead, it's called view data. So bear with me as I get back in there. And what you want to do is you want to click on all the gray boxes. Now look at this. When I click on average qualified paid circulation, this is filled out. Now this average qualified paid distribution was not a section here, but it was automatically calculated and the reason why it was done through my issue by issue. So it lets you see how your issue by issue calculated your 6-month average for qualified paid, as well as the non-paid, as well as the non-qualified non-paid, or the non-qualified distribution. Then we have my issue by issue. Region demographics, there's not going to be anything reported there. Here, your business occupational analysis, it's just going to refer you back to your Excel file. And then the same thing with the remaining categories. I'll click on the geographic and you can see what your geographic analysis is. So this is a great way for you to go back and look when you get done with the geo, like go into view data, look at it, saying, yes, that's how exactly I want it to be. Or if I have any changes, go back into the particular section. I do want to point out for business occupational analysis is make sure it is complete before you submit. So if you want to add a graphic or a chart, contact AAM prior to submission so we can help you with that. But your business occupational analysis needs to be complete prior to submission. So do want to point that out. Also, too, what's a great feature about view data is that you can hit this print icon. If you click on the print icon, you can either print out your whole document as long as all your gray bars have been opened. It will print exactly what's going to be that you have entered. Or you can save it as a PDF. So that way you have your information that you filed saved on your laptop. Now, because of the enhancements for this view data section, you can see everything that has been entered and that will be inputted into our database. We have changed the proof process. The proof process used to be that you would receive after the review of your once you submit your publisher statement, and I'm going to go in there real quick. When you do submit your publisher statement, you put your name, title, and check the box, and then there will be a blue button here and submit your statement. Once you submit your statement to AAM, it goes through a review process, and then once the review process is done, we'll send you an email, a proof email. And this proof email in the past used to have an attachment to it. It used to have your PDF attached of your publisher statement. Well, that's no longer going to be the case. You still are going to get a proof email from us, but instead of getting a PDF document, it's going to refer you back to the filing tool and go into view data. And it's going to say you have one more chance to look at the data before release into our database. So this is how you're going to be proofing your information. Just go back in there, double check, make sure that it's what you want it to be. If you have changes, notify AAM, just say, no, I do not approve, and I have these following changes. So there'll be two things in that email. It'll say, yes, I approve, or no, I approve, and these are my changes. So this proof process, and once you approve it, your data will be released into our database within 24 hours into the Media Intelligence Center. Your actual PDF document will be available with 3 to 5 business days. So this proof process is the same for everybody, including those with a CMR. For those who have a CMR, you have a 2-step proof process. You're still going to be getting that email, and you'll be directed to go into view data to approve your data to be released into our database. Once you approved it, then you'll receive another email from us with the CMR PDF version of your statement. So for those who have a CMR, it's a 2-step process. Everyone will go through the same proof process where you're going to be getting an email and not a PDF, but it'll direct you back to the Publishing Filing Center, go into view data, and then if you agree with everything, just say, yes, I approve, and then your information will be released into our database within 24 hours. The PDF document will be available 3 to 5 business days. For those with a CMR, you're going to get another email then. You'll get an email that once your data has been released into our database with the actual CMR PDF. So those are the major changes that have occurred with the filing center. These enhancements really, we've worked hard to make sure that your filing process has been made easy for you, more easy to do, provided a lot of upfront features. I really think you're going to like it a lot. If you do have any questions regarding how to file, using the filing tool, any of the questions about filing itself, feel free to contact myself or you can contact AAM. So with that, we're going to end today's webinar, and thank you for joining us today.